Welcome, everybody. College football week 4 is over. It's time to look forward to college football week 5. I'm Joe with the Game House, and today we're going to be taking a look at 5 things to watch in college football week 5. We're coming off a very, very good college football week 4. It doesn't mean there's not things to watch in week 5. It actually shed light on more things we should be watching. So let's get into 5 things to watch in college football week 5. The first thing is Duke football? Question mark there. Yeah, that's right. Duke football is pretty good. We have Mike Elko really turning things around. They won a lot of games last year, 9 wins last year. This season they already defeated Clemson in that opening weekend Monday night game. 4-0 record, chance to really compete in this ACC if they get some more wins. Week 5 they're hosting Notre Dame. ESPN's College Game Day is going to be there, which is going to be exciting for them. It's not something they usually get for college football. But I'm excited to see how they can handle this game against Notre Dame because Notre Dame's coming off that tough loss to Ohio State. They're going to want to make sure they get back on track. They have a good offense that can run the ball and throw the ball. Now that they have Sam Hartman at quarterback. But Duke has their own good quarterback in Riley Leonard. Watching him as a draft prospect this weekend, watching him as a college player this weekend, either way it's going to be good. He can make NFL-level throws. Much different matchup than maybe most people expected coming into this one. But we're going to be watching whether Duke football can really show that they're taking that next step forward as a college football program under Mike Elko. Next one up, we have Utah's tough road matchup. This is actually a game on Friday night, so something to watch on Friday night if you get the chance. Utah's already been put through some pretty tough tests. They defeated Florida, Baylor, and UCLA. And to make it even more impressive, it's without their starting quarterback Cam Rising, who may or may not go in this game. It's been pretty it's not really been communicated all that much whether he will be playing every week until like the last couple of days before the game. But they get Oregon State in this one. And Oregon State last week just lost to Washington State, but it was a close game. We know that they are the two teams who are in the Pac-12 still, and the other teams may be feeling a little bit slighted that the other teams are leaving. Defense is good. They're allowing 17.8 points a game, and that's just, obviously Washington State had a really good game against them. Likely to be a low-scoring game, whether Cam Rising plays or not. I'm excited to see if Oregon State can pull off the upset there. We know that the animosity is there towards the other Pac-12 teams. Let's see if they can use that as fuel. Whether DJ Uiagalelei can get them a big win and kind of keep them in the competition for the Pac-12 championship. Next up, Kansas-Texas. We know this is a very good matchup because every year Kansas-Texas seems like there's a nice little storyline or some struggles there, even when Kansas isn't the best. Texas won one of the biggest games of the season so far by beating Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Since that point, they're 4-0. Wins over Wyoming and Baylor, notably. While they have played well, there's been some times where they haven't played up to their potential, and they're going to hope to beat Kansas by living up to that potential, as this will be one of their tougher games in the Big 12 this year. Kansas is 4-0. Impressive wins over Illinois and BYU. Jalen Daniels has returned from an injury to impress. Very good quarterback, dual threat guy. Pretty good offense, averages 37.8 points a game. Defense has struggled, so this is going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be very, very tough for Kansas to keep up, but they've pulled off upsets before, so let's see what they can do in this one. And if they do win, that could really put the Big 12 in jeopardy of maybe not making the playoff. But Texas could still run the table after this loss if they play well the rest of the way. All right, this SEC West test. SEC West is a little bit different this year. We have LSU already has a loss. Alabama already has a loss. Overall, not in conference, but has a loss. Ole Miss lost to Alabama in conference. It's just different. So, 2 SEC West teams are meeting up in Week 5. Ole Miss lost to Alabama last week. Rebels' first loss of the season. It looks like the SEC West could still be wide open for them. Their offense was slowed down a lot by Alabama's defense. They need to get right. They're hosting LSU. This is a different style. I think Ole Miss will probably want to run the ball more. LSU's been trying to push the ball through the air more. LSU has the big win against Florida State, so they've kind of proven themselves. They lost to Florida State this year, but they've proven themselves last year with the SEC West title. They should be moving forward as a team and should be the team to beat in the SEC West, I would say, moving forward. The Florida State's a good team, so the loss to them isn't that big of a deal, in my opinion. I'm going to be excited to see which team can kind of solidify themselves, maybe take a step forward in this SEC West with this game. And then number 5, we have Kentucky and Florida. Not a rivalry that has had too much attention over the years, but recently it's been pretty good. So Georgia's the heavy favorite in the SEC East. Who's going to finish in second place? Florida started off the season not looking good against Utah, but they rebounded and defeated Tennessee, who everyone kind of thought maybe was that second team in the SEC East. Gators have been winning behind a great defensive play, allowing just 13.5 points per game. That's what they're going to need from this team because they've struggled on offense. Graham Mertz isn't maybe the best quarterback, wasn't their first option out of the portal. They're going to need this defense to play well. In Week 5, they're going to travel to Kentucky to take on the Wildcats. Kentucky has won games but struggled to really kind of find that consistency you're really looking for when they're playing teams that they're outmatching. They have scored 38 points per game, had those droughts that I talked about. Defense has been great too, though. They've allowed just 15.5 points per game, which has been, I guess, hurt by a lot of the special teams play as well. I think if Kentucky gets this win, they immediately kind of move into the front runner to be that second place team in the SEC West. They had a good defense last year, bad offensive line, had Will Levis who ended up going pro. This year they have Devin Leary coming in. It looks like the offensive line is a little bit improved. Devin Leary is still trying to find his footing. But if he can, and these talented young wide receivers with another year of growth from last year being freshmen to this year being sophomores, could really help them have the second place in the SEC East nailed down. Could be another big season for Mark Stoops, but it all starts with this game. If you don't win this game, maybe it goes back to another 7-5 years. So, big game for Kentucky and Florida. Let me know what you're watching in college football in Week 5 in the comments below. For now, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.